Hey, what's up? We're gonna do a quick video on making coffee out on the trail and the difference between the brand name, the Jetboil, right? And I think this is the Jetboil Flash, right? And compared to the imitation Jetboil, and this is called the HikeCrew, and Amazon purchase, and maybe also Amazon purchase. Don't know where I got this one, but so they're very similar yet so different, and we're gonna do a real life test to see which one can brew the water fastest and most efficiently, and kind of talk about the differences between an imitation, spending $40 to $50 right here versus $99 plus for the Jetboil. So let's take these apart real quick and kind of see some of the differences. Let's start with the HikeCrew, the imitation. It has a little cable lock on top. Flip this open. I do like the handle, and it feels sturdy like an actual pot handle. There's a little button here that you can release it, and it locks into place, which feels really sturdy. Plastic lid, little breather hole right there so steam can come out. It has the top section, which we probably won't use, but if you were actually cooking with a pot, I would put this on the stove. I'll show you that in a second. Here's the actual stove right here. Flip this out, turn it on and off. It has its own piezo igniter right there, so hopefully that works. It has the base that you can use to put the butane canisters on, okay? And then the actual pot itself. So these are cool because they're all in one cooking setup. So you can take just the stove here, and we'll put it on. Let's take out our Jetboil fuel here. We take our fuel, okay? And these are all pretty universal. I can tighten this up, and now it's charged and ready to go. And that's it. I'm on a flat surface. Now, if I wanted to use the legs, I could put this on the legs and have a little stand to kind of give it more balance, okay? So we don't need that for today. And then I fire this thing up, put water in here, and then I put it on top and turn, put my lid on, and now I'm cooking. Cook, unscrew it, and then I can pour whatever I'm doing there. I know you guys get that, okay? So now I can take this cool unit and set it on. I open up the legs, okay? They all four twist out, and there's little feet that sit on here, and then it twists on. And it says lock, unlock, if you can see that on the camera. And now if I had a pot or a frying pan, I have like a full cook system, so I could fry eggs and such. It'd be really hard. You could scramble eggs in here, I guess, but cleaning this thing out's gotta suck. So I kind of made it a rule to only put water in these because I'm not a big fan of doing dishes, so then I can just shake it dry when I'm out on the trail, and I don't have to worry about doing dishes in here, right? I'd rather clean just a regular cup than this. So now I've got the full cook system. So now the difference between this one and the Jetboil, so put it back together so we can do it all together. Unscrew this. So I like that everything is all contained into one, okay? There we go. So I got my lid. I've got the same kind of stand, and I believe I purchased this thing separate. I went to REI and got this thing thinking I might use it. I've actually never used it, so, but it's better to have it and not need it than not have it, right? Has space for my fuel, has the stove itself, and also the legs. But these are a different color. Woo! So it's better. It costs more. I don't know. Actually, the cheaper one, this one actually seems more sturdy and stout, but this one, they probably paid attention to the weight, so I get that's why they made it kind of really lightweight. Okay, so all works the exact same. I flip out the handle right here to adjust the flame. Screw on my fuel, nice and tight. Same kind of deal. This one comes with its own cup. Oh, that must be worth $100, 50 bucks, okay? And this thing sits right on top just like the other one. Now, this one, they must have really decided to save some weight because it has this really chintzy handle, right? And for some reason, it has a lot of play right here. I'm not sure if that's supposed to do that. Jetboil, is it supposed to shake like this? It's completely screwed on and it's shaking. That doesn't seem right. The handle on the cheaper one here is really stout, so I feel very confident and secure. Now, they both have these, what do you call this? It's like a foam koozie that goes around so you can touch it without feeling like you're gonna burn your hand by touching the metal canister. So anyhow, one thing that Jetboil, when you buy this one, they really recommend is to start it without this on top. I think they're worried about gas fumes building up in here and then having it explode on you. So I've always kind of done it that way. What we're gonna do is we're gonna start with the HikeCrew and see how long it takes. I've got my stopwatch here. We've got the cold water. This is the warm water. I tried this just a minute ago and then I ran out of fuel in this small canister. So that's why we got the backup. So got the stopwatch, we're gonna time it. We're gonna put the same amount of liquid, 0.4 liters in here, and it's going to be 2 cups in the Jetboil, okay? So 0.4 liters cold water. All right. 0.4 liters, lid. Okay, we're gonna fire this up and then put it on, and once I put it on, I'll hit the start button, okay? So, let's fire it on. Start. Okay, and lefty-loosey. It is on full go. So we'll see how long it takes for this to boil. I'm gonna guess not long at all. So again, the features I like on this cheaper version for 50 bucks, 40 bucks, go on Amazon and check it out. It's fairly lightweight. It's never had a problem of igniting. I've got maybe 3 or 4 years using this system. In fact, I only got the Jetboil because I knew the brand name. That's why I got this one, but I was just too cheap to buy this one. 100 to 150 bucks sometimes, but I thought, you know what? I'm just gonna start with this one and see if I even like using it, and I really liked using it. All right, we're at 55, 58 seconds, something like that. We're getting things going. Now we should see steam coming right out of this little steam vent right here. Once we were rocking, but it's on full bore. You can hear it, it's humming right along. And again, if I needed to, if I was in a maybe a real windy scenario or unstable ground, I have my little foot pegs that I could use. And honestly, I don't know if this big one actually fits in the foot pegs. I think the foot pegs are actually designed for these smaller canisters. But again, this one we ran out on our first test. So, but that's what you get when you're doing science projects in the woods. Things are gonna happen, right? So I'm at 1 minute and 39 seconds, 1 minute and 40. We gotta be, I hear it changing decibels. We gotta start seeing steam any second now. I can feel it kind of vibrating a little bit. And we're gonna be under to the 2, there we go. No, steam? All right, 2 minutes. And you're starting to see the steam come out. If you zoom in, maybe you'll see it. But it's gonna come, I'll wait till it like really comes out right there. So we're at 212, there we go. Now we're steaming, all right? You seen that on camera? So I would say about 212, 215, okay? Righty-tighty. Turn this off. Okay. Set that out of the way. Unscrew this. All right, so 212, 215, something like that. Okay, now we're gonna take, we need to get rid of this one. So we're gonna screw this on to the full fuel canister. So the mark is 212. Turn it off before I turn it on. Don't inhale that. Okay, we're gonna fire this up. We need to put the water in here, the cold water, 2 cups. Two cups exactly. Okay. All right, so we're at 212, 215. We're gonna reset this. Where's my lid? Here we go. The lid on. We're gonna fire this up, put it on, hit the start button, okay? Start. Okay, about the same as last time. One second off. Lefty loosey all the way open. Okay, so does the cost of the Jetboil double the price? Make it cook double fast? Probably not. I don't know. We're gonna find out. But the beauty of this is I get coffee here at the end. So let's see what we got. So now this handle right here, I get why they did this because it saves weight, but it's not stout at all. So, you know, maybe I'm just used to something more like this. I don't know. But I like the smaller form factor. So it is a little smaller and it still fits the small canisters inside here. I think that's cool, kind of all in one. And the cool thing about these is that when you make dehydrated food, you know those Mountain House meals, you're pouring water into the Mountain House meal, and that's your cup, bowl, plate, everything. So you eat right out of that Mountain House meal bag. So there's literally no cleanup with these things. Literally no cleanup. All right, we're at 1:12, and I hear this thing change in decibels here. 1:17. I think the problem when I did it the first time is that fuel is just running low. I see it seeing steam. All right, I think Jetboil is actually gonna win this thing. Steam's coming out. Can you see it on camera? And we should be able to start seeing these, there you go, do you see it turning colors as it heats up? That's kind of a cool function. So if you're standing away from camp or you know, you're 10, 12 feet over there doing something else, you can kind of check on it. But I mean, you're gonna see the steam come out the top, you know, most cases here. So we're at 1:57, 58, 59, 2 minutes. Where's that big puff of steam come out? 212, 216, there we go, there we go. 220, 221, righty-tighty. All right, what do you think, guys? I think it's a draw. I think it's a draw. I think that was almost the exact same time. I think the key is when you do these tests, you gotta use a full fuel canister, obviously, and have the exact same amount of water in each one. But I would say that's almost dead on. And I don't know if it's the temperature of this water or the ambient temperature of outside, the barometric pressure, I don't know, the altitude, all of those things probably factor in when you're doing this at your house. I get that. But here's the best part. We get to make some, so let's grab this by the touch just to show you can grab this boiling hot by the touch right here. So I'm just grabbing it. Now the lid here is kind of cool on the Jetboil because it has like a pour spout. Now, I'm not gonna drink boiling hot water, but I could put coffee and use this whole thing as my cup. So I could walk around camp with just this sipping on my Jetboil. But again, like I said, I don't like to clean this thing out. I'm just putting water in it, so there's really no need to clean it. So I'm gonna take this contents and pour it into my actual coffee mug. And it pours really nice. I've had no issues. You can see it does drip there a little bit, right? Maybe you see that. but it pours smooth. Okay, full cup right there. We're gonna take our Black Rifle. You guys tried these? They're not bad. In fact, I like them. I think they taste better when you're out in the woods. When you got sound of nature. And I just destroyed this bag here. We're gonna cut this thing. There we go. There we go. All right. And what I typically end up doing when I'm making these, right here, I just use this as a stir stick. And it cleans out anything that's inside of it. And I'm ready to go. So, I'm not sure what you got out of today's video, but hopefully you got something. The cost of the outdoor gear is not necessarily a factor on performance. I would say quality and longevity might be a factor, although I've had this thing, no joke, 3 years or longer, 4 years or longer, with more uses than I can count using this cheaper one. And I'm 100% satisfied, 100% confident that it's gonna light every time. This all works great. My concern is with my Jetboil is this thing is loose. You see how much wiggle this has? Why is that? Is that something I can fix? Is that a defect? Who works for Jetboil? Who knows somebody? Who works for REI knows somebody? Is this part loose? What am I missing here? Does this need to be glued in there? Do I wedge something in there to keep it from wiggling? I'm not sure. So anyhow, cheers to you guys. I appreciate you sticking with me, and we'll catch you on the next one. Don't forget to like, share, and subscribe, and we'll see you in the next video.